You know, he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's just a little bit obsessed. And, you know, like I said before, I don't know about restraining orders in America and how they work, but you have to start becoming concerned. And
due to Oscar De La Hoya's recent statements on social media, which have led to the boxer-turned-promoter talking sports, Eddie Hearn, who founded Matchroom Boxing, is now thinking about filing a lawsuit against De La Hoya. The drama between Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya has intensified following the Garcia vs. Devin Haney fight. But what did Hearn say about their feud in his most recent interview? Stick around and watch what we learn in today's video. Nobody predicted that Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya would ever become involved in a feud, but here we are. The two promoters were perfectly normal leading up to Devin Haney's humiliating loss last week. But since then, both Matchroom Boxing and Golden Boy Promotions founders have been at odds with each other. The founder of Golden Boy Promotions is infamous for not having a close relationship with his fighters. Ryan Garcia, a famous boxer, was the most recent to express resentment towards the Hall of Famer. Nevertheless, Garcia and De La Hoya were able to patch things up after Garcia's victory over Devin, as evidenced by their public embrace in front of the cameras.
See you in New York. Yeah.
No, I didn't win it.
Oh yeah, I just got nominated.
Speaking of the current with Hearn, it all began when De La Hoya left a comment on a social media post made by the British promoter. Hearn showcased his boxing prowess in a recent video announcing Matchroom's official water partner, Dry, the new bottled mineral water that British rapper Big Zoo has created. According to widely shared footage, Zoo and Hearn are seen fighting in the streets before engaging in a practice fight on the movie set. Hearn was taken on the pads and was quite handsome for a guy of his age, but De La Hoya, unsatisfied with what he was seeing, used the occasion to criticize his adversary in a promotional post on the video he had written. Following the altercation, Silver Spoon Eddie, with 2 laughing emojis in tow, made comments on other social media posts. Not just this one. De La Hoya has made it a point to respond to all posts made by Hearn, regardless of whether they are connected to their most recent matchup following Garcia's loss over them. Taking to social media, Hearn expressed his condolences to the Dream, saying, "The road is long, but this young man will return stronger than ever at Real Devin Haney." He captioned a picture of the two of them together, and underneath, De La Hoya wrote, "You obviously never laced up the gloves," in a scathing manner similar to Don King's. "You don't know what it's like to fight inside a ring. Guess what I do, and that beating will last for a while," he wrote. Following the press announcement that Terence Crawford and Israel Matram will face off again on Wednesday, Hearn posted on Instagram once more. De La Hoya wrote, "Eddie, for the love of British boxing, stay in the UK and promote. Send the real promoters to the US market, where boxing matters. You had your chance, squandering hundreds of millions of dollars to build nothing in the US." This time, Hearn shot back at Oscar De La Hoya, asking, "Are you okay? You stalk me like a crazy fan. You had a great win on Saturday, but I consume your mind 24/7. Unfortunately for you, I am a global promoter with 18 world champions, and you have 4. I have big plans to work with everyone to grow the sport globally. In the US market, I have some fantastic talent. I sincerely wish you all the best and hope you can enjoy what you do." Eddie, during a recent appearance on TalkSport Fight Night, Hearn discussed his feud with De La Hoya, saying that although they have had multiple face-to-face encounters, he is a strange man who seems to only be trolling online. Not just my posts, but any other posts that have pictures of me. Hearn finds it strange that De La Hoya is bothering him nearly a week after their fight. He really goes all out, and he prevailed in the Garcia vs. Hayes match. If he had failed, only God knows what would have occurred. Hearn went one step farther and made a very favorable comparison between De La Hoya and a song he recently listened to. "I was thinking about Oscar while listening to the song Stand by Eminem. I hope that when I get to work on Monday, there won't be a note on the desk, since our thoughts are with him." Hearn calling Oscar De La Hoya a crazed fan may sound funny, but the British boxer takes the drama seriously. He even considered filing a lawsuit if the situation persisted. However, he ended the conversation by saying, "I really don't have any emotion towards Oscar De La Hoya. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's just a little bit obsessed." Eminem's popular chart topper is based on a character named Stan, who claims to be a huge fan of the rapper.
Great fight, amazing fight actually. Ryan Garcia just became legendary tonight. Haney is no joke. I saw Haney throwing bombs. I've never seen Haney throw bombs in my life.
Yeah.
You know, we thought he was gonna come out and just, you know, combinations and pity pat, you know, the way it works for him.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful boxer. The difference was Ryan Garcia is a puncher.
The latest drama between Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya may seem out of nowhere, but there may be an explanation. A week prior to Devin's fight against Ryan Garcia, Hearn announced a 5-volt boxing tournament. The tournament, which is being promoted by rival British promoter Frank Warren, features fighters like Daniel Dubois and Deontay Wilder. The tournament, which is being sponsored by the Saudis, will take place on the undercard of a highly anticipated event in Saudi Arabia. On June 1st in Riyadh, 5 thrilling bouts will take place in the lead-up to the tantalizing undisputed light heavyweight championship match between Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, culminating in Bivol versus Beterbiev. Both sides will select a captain, whose victory in the tournament will count for 2 points. Victories for other fighters will count for 1, although that will double for knockout or technical knockout heavyweights. Before the main event, Daniel Dubois, who controversially lost to Alexander Usyk last year, despite flooring the Ukrainian with what was considered a low blow, will square off against the undefeated Croatian talent. Both fighters have recovered from losses to Joseph Parker. Filip Hrgović, the victor, may face Anthony Joshua for the IBF Championship, with Alexander Usyk's belt set to be stripped from him. Hrgović was required to compete for the IBF Championship, and the winner of his match against Duo will face Edge for the belt. This competition seems intriguing and has the potential to be very entertaining, but it appears that De La Hoya isn't pleased with it. Regardless of whether Oscar De La Hoya is preparing for a US version of Eddie Hearn's planned June 1st 5 vs 5 tournament in Saudi Arabia, the gloves are off because Hearn took the lead in the August 3rd card in Los Angeles. No promoter is entering my territory and attempting to take over my sport. On Thursday, De La Hoya posted on X, "This is a war, and it's directed at someone who doesn't know anything about boxing." This tweet targets His Excellency Turki Aloshi, who has been actively interested in boxing lately, rather than Hearn. Hearn recently talked about Devin Haney's future moves after losing to Ryan Garcia. He clarified that Haney still has the title of world champion because Garcia could not meet the weight limit. Hearn said that Sandor Martin will be Haney's next opponent in order to defend his WBC 140-pound championship. He acknowledged the significance of this fight and hinted that it would be difficult for Haney to win considering Martin's previous record against big-name opponents like Mikey Garcia. Despite this defeat, Hearn thought back on Haney's prior bout and described it as a poor performance when Haney looked to be overshadowed by Garcia's stature and strength. Hearn revealed his belief in Haney's capacity to recover, emphasizing that the setback and time for introspection will spur Haney to come back stronger. He also alluded to possible adjustments and enhancements to Haney's strategy in upcoming games.
Defend that title against Sandor Martin. I actually think that's a good fight now. You know, before, I think if he would have dealt with Ryan Garcia with ease, people would have been saying the Sandor Martin fight is probably not the fight, but now it's a tricky fight. You know,
Regarding King's performance, Hearn remarked, "It was all a joke. I mean, his previous accomplishments were truly remarkable, and now he has once again sparked conversation among everyone. I don't know if the parts he did with Logan Paul were real or not, but one thing about Ryan Garcia is that he's a star and a character, and he gave a great performance." The boxing fight was good because it featured 2 young guys, one of whom was an undefeated world champion, fighting each other in their prime, which is all we ever want to see. So, congratulations to both of them. However, what are your thoughts on Haney's most recent drama involving Oscar De La Hoya? What are your opinions on Haney coming back to confront Sandor Martin? That's all for now. Please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like as well as join the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Please turn on the bell for the most recent alerts so that you never miss out on videos like this one.